Welcome guys to House of Virgilio Rottweiler Kennels, Ghana, West Africa. I am Peter Virgilio Olympio, and today on HOB Tips number 5, episode 5, we're discussing Pedigree Certificates. Yes, we've done it before, but this is going to be deeper, and then I'm going to take my time to explain. So on Pedigree Certificates, we start with what's a pedigree dog. Yes, so a pedigree dog is one that has parents which are both of the same breed, and these parents must be registered with the Kennel Club or with another club or society recognized by that union you're dealing with. Let me explain. So currently KUG, Kennel Union of Ghana, is open to every documents. FCI, ADRK, AKC, and all that. But hopefully before the year ends, KG is going to be specific as to which documents they accept and which they won't accept. So example, if KG says they don't accept AKC documents, then it means if you import a dog from America or any part of their place or any dog in any part of the world that comes with AKC documentation, you can't register with KUG and have puppies. So then, to all those doing their own kennel certificates, which is wrong, I'd advise you stop and join the union, get the dogs registered duly, get them assessed, and let's grow together. So back to the pedigree certificate. I explained what a pedigree dog is just now, and then so what's the I'll read and explain. So what is a pedigree certificate? It's a family tree and will usually show 4 or 5 generations. It begins on the left with the individual dog or letter and moves one column to the right with each earlier generation, giving the registered names of the ancestors. So then on your screen you can see the pedigree certificate. Over here it said from the left to the right, but then most of them have the actual dog you have at hand in the middle or at the top part. And then, yes, of course, it's from left to right. So first generation is on the left, second generation is the column after that, and then it goes on and on. So why is the pedigree certificate so important? For every breed of pedigree dog, there is a breed standard. This is a picture in words that describe the breed in detail, including what a healthy dog of that breed should look like, how it should move, and what their character, needs, and behavior are likely to be. Almost all breeds of dogs were developed over time to help humans in their work and daily life. Although most dogs are now companions and do not need work, you should learn about what job your intended breed was developed to do. This will help you understand the innate behavior for that breed and whether you are able to give your dog a happy, healthy life that is appropriate for that breed. So then back to it. Firstly, I meant a lot of things were stated here. Let me just explain them. So then when you have a pedigree certificate in front of you, ideally, the pedigree certificate is for only breeding dogs. Let me explain. In most countries, most advanced breeding countries, your dogs need to be assessed before given breeding rights. Currently in Ghana, once your dog has a document, you can go ahead and breed. We need to grow. Yes, it would affect you, it would affect me, but we need to grow. The whole idea about pedigree breeding and then documentation and the whole kennel club and union and everything. Yes, it is difficult to do, but then which do you prefer? Everybody goes back home, breeds whatever they want to breed. Once it's from a pedigree parent, the puppy can also be bred without any assessment or anything. What are you leaving for tomorrow's generation? If our predecessors did that to us, would we have good dogs today? Look, every dog must not be bred. Not all dogs can be bred. There's not every dog that deserves to be bred. So let me explain. Yes, bad dogs come from good dogs, and some bad dogs can produce good dogs. Yes, but what are you leaving behind? Now, I have a dog. that has a bad bite. I have a dog that has one ball. I have a dog that is wrong in every way, but because it was from maybe champion parents and it has papers, I decide to breed that dog. What are you doing? You're putting back into the gene pool dogs with one ball, dogs with bad bites, dogs with everything wrong with that dog. Some people would ignorantly even line breed on that dog and back breed on that dog. 5-10 years from today, we are going to have a gene pool that is going to be very sick. So the whole idea behind the kennel clubs, the breed warden work, the shows, the assessments, is to gradually clear out all these bad dogs and bad blood so that the probability of producing good dogs or excellent dogs would be high. Won't you be happy if every breeder had almost excellent dogs at home and all the puppies were coming out very beautiful? And no, not just beautiful in aesthetic value, but then in temperament, in health, in whatever breed standard way. That is the goal. That is why we insist on pedigree documents, we insist on assessments, we insist on showing your dogs. It is important. Then again, people people assume wrongly that I have my dog's pedigree. You ask them to bring it out and it's a puppy card. On your screen is an example of a puppy card. This is not a pedigree document. This is just a card showing you the owner, the breeder, the mother, and the father. This is just a puppy card. All dogs must have puppy cards. In fact, no, I mean all puppies must have puppy cards. When they grow up, after assessment, then they are issued pedigree certificates or breeding rights. Yes, this is done because at a puppy stage, you can have a puppy that looks all excellent, but then growing up, either, environmental factors affect how you grow. Environmental factors have an effect on the expression of genes. So then if we give all puppies pedigree certificates at the puppy stage, not all of them would grow up to be breed-worthy dogs. That is why all dogs are given puppy cards for registration and documentation sake. Then when they are older and have been assessed, then they are given breeding rights. And then on your screen again is an export pedigree. So we've told you what a puppy card is, we've told you what a pedigree certificate is, and now we're showing you what an export pedigree is. If you look on the card under one of the dogs, you'd see that it has UKU, it has RKF, it has many things. UKU is dogs bred in Ukraine. KUG's code numbers are KUG 4000 blah 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 to the which dog it's available, which is dog is being registered. Serbia has JR for Rottweilers. So then the first number you see there is where the dog was bred, mostly, and then any country it moves to, that country adds the original number or where the other dogs is from, and it adds it to the country's code. So that's why at times on some pedigree certificates you see a lot of codes there with numbers. It means the dog has moved from this country to this country that's changed ownership. So the export pedigree is what gives you the right, or is what gives you the assurance that the dog you have with you is the actual dog from here, because the Kennel Union puts measures in place to check if the actual dog coming to you is the dog's documents they have. So then all dogs leaving their countries to Ghana, please insist on your export pedigrees. And of course, it's not free, it comes at a cost. So when your importers are bringing the dogs, kindly insist on export pedigrees. It would help the union, it will help with registration, it will help you too. Thank you. So then, like I said earlier on, someone asked here, is the pedigree dog the same as an ideal dog? No. That's why I explained earlier on that you can have excellent parents, they reproduce, you'd have beautiful puppies at that stage, they look all good and all, and then they are good, but then they grow up and then they turn out something else. So then having a pedigree dog or pedigree parents doesn't mean you keep producing ideal dogs. It takes research, it takes time, it takes effort. And then in my earlier reading of the pedigree certificate, I mentioned something about health. So back on your screen again is a pedigree certificate. The top part has a dog's name. The right hand side has the dog's code. This is a Serbian certificate. Has the dog's code. Then you have the breeder, you have the dog's name, blah blah blah. Now let's go to the generation 1 or generation I. That's the immediate parents of the actual dog in question. So then you can see at times you see HDED, you see HDED, you see ZTP. So then on the pedigree certificate, how do you assess that this pedigree certificate has excellent dogs? I wish we could use a Doberman, but I'm being biased, I'll use a Rottweiler. So then you look for parents that have ZTP. You look for parents that have at least 1, 2, or 3 shows. So then if a dog passes a ZTP, it means it is worth breeding. And then if your dog has attended 2 or 3 shows and comes up champion or international, you see INC, international champion, you see grand champion. I mean, these are what will tell you that your dog is good enough, because it doesn't want just one show. That's one a show here, that's one a show here, that's one a show here, that's one a show there. That's past ZTP, has his HDE, that's hip and elbow test. So all these things would help you. So it's not just a document that is given to you. So you can just take one document, which is not on our screen though. So you just take one document, look at it. You can see that from the first generation to the 4th generation, almost all the dogs are past ZTP. It means they are great dogs. They've been tested in the best way possible and assessed and then given the go-ahead to be breeding dogs. They've all passed their ZTPs. They all have excellent hip and elbow results. I mean, a dog with such pedigree is likely to reproduce itself, because in that dog we've fused in a lot of good dogs, and it's usually only 4 generations on the pedigree, because that's what matters most in the dog. You can have 6 generational pedigree, 7 generational pedigree, but it's only the 4 that makes the most impact in the dog's breeding life. So then look at this. You have 4 generations, that's about 32 dogs. All of them are past ZTP. All of them have good hip and elbow test results. They've been to shows all over the world and everything. And you have an excellent dog in front of you. It is also as good as that. So what you have in that dog is a dog with a blood capable of reproducing excellent dogs. Yes, they will all not look the same. They might not be of all the same sizes and everything. Yes, you might have some bad dogs, but then the probability of replicating this excellent dog is higher. That is why we are trying to assess all our dogs in Ghana, then give them the breeding rights, and then they breed. And over time, we can also have the assurance that these dogs we have are not just, oh, my father is a champion, my mother is a champion, but then the bloodline is of good quality. So that's what you look on a pedigree. For confirmation's sake, you can have a microchip reader. The microchip is usually at the lower right or lower left, depending on where you're getting it from. So you just have a microchip reader, you read on the dog, and then it shows you that that's the actual dog in front of you. Or you can use the tattoo number, usually in the ear or around the belly. So guys, so that's just about pedigree. So if someone gives you a pedigree certificate, you can all access the pedigree certificate. It's not anything difficult. You just need to understand what the acronyms are all about. So once you know what it is about, you can go through any breed's pedigree. You'd love it. Take a pedigree, go through it. You don't even need to Google the individual dogs. Everything ideally is on the pedigree certificate. Because of course, if you want to see how the morphology or the aesthetic beauty, I mean, the pedigree certificate won't tell you the glossiness of the coat or the richness of the tan. It won't tell you all that, or the size of the head. It won't tell you. It will only tell you that these are good dogs that have been bred and tested. So that's it about pedigree certificates. Hope you enjoyed it. I hope to see you again soon with your questions and suggestions. Love you all. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share the video. Thank you.